Frugal Force, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I'm going to be reviewing another comic book. Now before I do, I just want to mention, if you do enjoy these videos, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and if you really don't mind, hit that notifications bell. That seems to be the best way, or the second best way probably, to get notifications of my videos. The other way, that's probably the best, is if you go down to the info bar down below, I have a Patreon. You can follow me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and we'd greatly appreciate that. That way you get notified for the videos. Plus, we are 100% fan funded. It means I get no advertising revenue at all. So if I get a video that does like 40,000 plus views, like my Supergirl one recently, I don't get a dime for that. And I'm okay with that, because I want to make sure everything stays that, I'm being objective. It isn't commercial based. And that's the case. That's why I do what I do. Alright, so that way I don't have to worry if a video is not going to make 1,000 views, because I don't need to worry about the ad revenue. My point is to get the message across, get the information across in an honest way. And I don't have to worry about it because I know I have the support from my Patreon. So I greatly appreciate that. So anyway, this is issue number 2 of The Chair, and it's a 4-issue limited series. And each issue is only $1. So that tells you that's great, because for $4 you can get this whole story from Peter Simeti, Kevin Christensen, and Aaron Kohut. And look, this is Enter the Warden, and it's signed by Peter. My copy is. And I tell you what, sometimes you get a comic book and you read it and it's really energetic. It gets you energized for issue number 2. You can't wait. You built it up because the story was so good, the characterization was great, and then you get to the next issue and it lets you down. It just wasn't as good as you hoped for. Didn't give you what you were expecting. Well, this issue doesn't have any of that problem. Matter of fact, it's the opposite. I loved issue 1. If you watch my first video, my first review of issue 1 of this series, you know I ranted and raved how much I liked this book. And I couldn't wait to read issue 2. Well, after I read issue 2, I could not wait to read issue 3. Issue 2 even built up even more than that. So it wasn't just great, it was really, really good. I mean, you look at the artwork, it's strong right from the start. The style of it is just fitting. We have this scumbag here that's torturing our protagonist. He has him on a stretching table, and it gets him stretched. Oh, what a way to be tortured, and actually rips his shoulder out of socket. It's just terrible. And one thing I didn't say as much about the first review is the panel layout just really works for this series. Not just the dark art, but the layout, the design of it just sells the whole thing of everything being dark and dreary. No hope at all. You are on death's row, and The Chair would be the best way to go because everything is so bad. I mean, holy cow, this book does not disappoint. I don't want to give away too much about it, but I do want to give some key points here. Remember, our protagonist is innocent, right? But he's on death row. And to see what happens to the others is just terrible. So we get some more insight into the story, too, about what's going on with the inmates there and how they're getting treated. Remember, our protagonist here is innocent. He's going through all this. So anyway, we have this guy here, this inmate, which, he's a bad guy, let's be honest. But what they do to him is just horrific. And I don't want to give away too much here, but here's oops, I'm hitting stuff there. I want you to see this here. Look at this page here. Look at the screaming and stuff that's coming out of that room with him in there. Look at that. No, please stop. I'll behave. And then some screaming. Don't do this. Please don't. I mean, that page there, that's just, oh my goodness. The stuff they do to these inmates is just terrible. And so he's hearing all this, our protagonist is, and he knows he's going to be coming soon. They're going to be coming soon for him. He's next. I mean, how awful, how terrible can that be, knowing that the best thing you could hope for would be The Chair if you were only so lucky. So, once again, great art, dark story, and it continues. And then we get a little bit too more about him thinking about the years that have passed, what's happened with his family and things while he's been locked up in here this whole time. And you just see him breaking down. The emotion shown in this book. The characterization is absolutely phenomenal in this book. So we have darkness, dreariness, great characterization. And towards the end we see the goggles thrown in. It says, perhaps these will jog your memory. And so you know that he's in for another bout of really bad trouble. I tell you, if you have $4 to spend and you like dark books, dark dreary books, this is probably the book for you. Now, I will say, this is not a kid's book. Keep this out of the kids' hands. This is not for the weak at heart. If you like horror, you like dark books, you like mentally scary, disturbing type of books, this is probably for you. If you're into only happy comedy kind of books, this is not your book. But I tell you, I loved every page of it so much. Once again, I cannot wait to get to issue number 3. And I think if you get into this series, you will not be disappointed. Matter of fact, so much. I don't recommend just going out and getting one issue to try it. Buy all 4 of them right in one shot. Because if you're like me, by the time you're done reading 1, you're going to want to read 2. By the time you're done reading 3, you can't wait to get into 4. And then you can't wait to finish that series and see what happens. Alright, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you again for all the subscribers that have stuck with me and all the new ones that have hopped onto the channel too. I greatly appreciate you. I know a lot of the current comic book companies, Marvel particularly, DC, stepping up in that way too, are not producing the best quality of stuff that are making us happy. So we're looking to other ways and other books, right? Gives us some new opportunities. And if you haven't been checking out Alterna, they have a lot of great books worth checking out. And I'm making sure I review a lot of them to give you my thoughts on them too. All right, thanks again, subscribers. Until next time, keep it frugal.